Kamaru Usman eyes Masvidal rematch. Finish after shattering nose before first fight. And he went on to say, and by the way, this is from MMA Mania, like we do every single week.
But he did an interview with I think it was Brett Okamoto.
Yeah, from ESPN MMA.
The legend. Yeah, go ahead.
That guy is a very good, very good reporter. Very good.
Is he very influential?
Not too much, no.
Oh, okay, he's getting there. Okay, go ahead.
I was unhappy because as much as I put into preparing for fights, I basically was just on autopilot that fight. Usman told ESPN. A lot of things played a factor in that fight. I'm way better than that. I have way more tools and skills to display than what I showed. Because out there, I beat him with stuff I've been doing for 5 years. It's me versus me out there. So there's a potential of that fight happening again if he works himself there. But I want to do it again because I want to put an exclamation on it. I want to finish him. I want to impress myself. I mean, buddy, 5 rounds of just...
Don't call me buddy. Don't call me buddy.
I'm not calling you buddy. I'm calling
Oh,
Usman
okay.
buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Usman's a sick fighter, legendary fighter. Very good, very funny. Especially against Colby. But this guy for 5 rounds in that fight, that was a boring fight, man. He clinched and just foot stomp. I mean, it works. It works. Yeah. He's still champion, right? But I can see where he's coming from in the sense that he wants that rematch. Because a lot of people, that could have been like a breakout fight for him, If Masvidal won, he would have continued on his superstar path, right? But if Usman went in there, knocked this guy out or finished him fast, it would have put a lot of new eyes on him. Obviously, that's not what happened. So what do you think?
I remember I talked about this before. I think it was in an analysis, closer look video that we did. I was saying for
Colby
Usman
and Jorge, right?
Yeah. So
sick video.
I said Usman hugged his way to a decision win, which was basically the story of that fight. But
man, we got some bad comments, eh?
It's okay, no problem.
People were hating on that.
It's
you gave him disrespect.
It's okay. So it was just playing a little fun, because Usman obviously wasn't trying to go for the finish, or he wasn't trying to actually impose his will on Jorge in terms of trying to beat him and convincingly and show the world okay, I'm significantly better. Rather, he went in there and he went, like he said, autopilot. So he clinched with him, he held him there. He tried to gas Jorge out, make him use as much energy as possible. Foot stomps is common. It happens from time to time.
It happened in the Conor fight too, actually.
It happens. It happens in so many fights. A lot of guys do it. It's not that new of a technique. And Usman, echoing what we said. I see where he's coming from. He definitely wants a rematch, but he doesn't want to give Jorge the rematch right away. When we talked about the Jorge Usman fight, we talked about how Jorge had 5 days notice or 6 days notice, and really he only had the chance to
very bad weight cut too.
All he had to do was all he had time was to make weight, so he didn't really get to implement a game plan. He develop one, make his skills as sharp as possible. He really just was thrown in there after killing himself from a weight cut, and then everybody expected him to just perform to his peak potential. I get it. You in that fight, you could tell he tried to go for the finish right away. He was throwing big bombs at Kamaru, but Kamaru knew all he had to do really was just go on autopilot.
And did you watch
and win the fight.
his weight cut video with Jorge?
I think so.
And it was tough, man. I saw it. He was he almost passed out a few times after that weight cut because it was so fast, right? And quick thing, a lot of people, they compare Usman to Khabib in the sense that they try to drag the fights along, but I found with Usman that he's kind of the opposite, because he goes out there, he's not really trying to finish a fight. Whereas with Khabib, he's out there trying to ground and pound and try to.
They're different fighters. They're different fighters.
But they're compared often.
Khabib's striking and Kamaru's striking is completely different. Kamaru is very, very he has his feet both planted on the ground. He has big power shots. He doesn't really throw the jab very much, right? He's very powerful on the feet. And then what he'll do is he'll clinch a lot more. And then when he gets opponents on the ground, he will stall, or he's not as active as Khabib on the ground. the only time that we've really seen Kamaru like stand on the feet and like not go for takedowns or anything like that was against Colby Covington, where he just outpowered Colby Covington on the feet. But Khabib is completely different. I get it.
He's
they
more
both
jab
are
based too, right?
Yeah, they're both like, yeah, Khabib's a lot more jab based. Kamaru Usman, I get it. He's a wrestler and Khabib's a wrestler, and they both have decision wins or whatever it may be, but they're completely different fighters. But back to yeah.
Well, I guess it comes down to like their explosiveness, as you were saying, right? With Khabib, he's not as explosive, whereas with Usman, he's very just like flat-footed, just jumps towards you, right?
So back to Kamaru Usman and the Masvidal rematch. Kamaru Usman is we were talking about how Jorge had like 5 days notice, all that kind of stuff. Kamaru Usman also had that much notice too. We kind of forget that, okay, there's two sides to this. Yes, Kamaru Usman had a full training camp. Yes, Kamaru Usman is more in shape and prepared. However, is he really prepared? He was supposed to fight Gilbert Burns, right? Gilbert Burns is a completely different fighter than Jorge Masvidal. They have completely different games. So Kamaru Usman has been training for Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, and Jorge Masvidal need two completely different game plans. Add to the fact, Kamaru Usman has injury histories too, right? He has issues with his knees, and then, sorry,
his back as well.
Yeah, his back is given out too. This man is broken, man. He like his body is about to give up on him. Hopefully he's able to fight as long as he wants to, and his body keeps intact. But his back, his knees, but also in this fight, he said that he broke his nose within a week or two of the fight. Getting like your nose broken is like a big thing. Like it's very, very difficult for fighters to adapt to having a broken nose.
Take a breath.
When you have a broken nose, you don't want to get hit in that nose anymore. So you're more cautious. You flinch more. You react to feints a lot more.
You bleed easier as well.
Yeah, you're less.
From experience, guys. From experience. Okay.
Nobody asked. No, not a single person asked. But you're less willing. You're less willing to exchange on the feet. So you do what you can to conserve or save your nose from getting worse. Because imagine if he broke his nose even worse in that fight, and then he blew his nose. And
shout out Mike Perry.
Now his eyes are completely gone. So I don't blame Usman in that situation. Like if you need to win the fight, just win the fight. Like it is what it is. Like sometimes you can't worry about the pay-per-views, and you can't worry about what the future is gonna hold for you. You just gotta go into that fight and do what you can to win it. And it sounds like he did that, but at the same time, he wants that fight back. Jorge, he needs to win one fight, at least one fight. Then he can go in there. That one fight cannot be Colby Covington. Do not make that fight Colby Covington.
Why not? Why not?
We did a closer look video about how a fight between Jorge and Colby happens. If you think about it, Jorge should not kill two birds with one stone. Jorge can go and fight a number one contender fight, say against Wonder Boy, or say against Gilbert Burns, or whoever it may be, except for Colby Covington. If Jorge wins that fight, he gets to fight for the title. Okay, yeah. Make your money, get your title shot, everything. If he loses, right, you have that Colby Covington big fight to go back on. Why would you go for the Colby Covington fight now, risk losing your number one contender fight and your grudge match in one fight, as opposed to
Colby would be like monumental though. It'd be like very, very big numbers.
But that would do very, very big numbers, regardless if it was for a number one contender spot or not. That's what my point is.
Yeah.
So if Jorge wants to stretch out how much money he makes, his revenue power, his earnings, he needs to separate those fights, and I think that's what he's trying to do, because we're not really hearing anything from Jorge. He's keeping pretty quiet. He's AFK. The only thing he's really been saying is, I want a rematch with Kamaru Usman as soon as possible. So if he's saying that, he doesn't want the Colby, and especially making Colby fight now probably will do bigger numbers than say if if Jorge were to lose and then fight Colby, and Jorge is not in the doesn't really like the idea of helping
Who would Colby fight then?
Colby making even more money.
Who would Colby fight then if he's not fighting Jorge?
Next fight, I don't
Usman?
know.
If he wins?
no, he just faced Usman and lost.
Yeah,
I don't know. The welterweight division is so messed up with Khamzat and Leon being held up and like Wonder Boy just floating around there. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's not Wonder Boy. It's Stephen Boy. Remember?
Stephen Boy Thompson.